briefly, and it seemed appropriate following Annika, who was just talking about partnerships between Wyoming Game and Fish Department and the University of Wyoming. So my name is Willie Fetzer. I'm a new research scientist on the faculty of University of Wyoming, and my specialty is aquatic and fish ecology, conservation, and management. Prior to coming here, I was the Great Lakes Fisheries Specialist for the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, and in that position, my primary responsibility was to integrate the best available science and information gained from extensive stakeholder engagement to develop policy and management recommendations to people like yourself for a variety of really contentious Great Lakes fisheries issues. So things like sport fishermen versus charter boat captains, commercial versus recreational fishermen, or state commercial fishermen versus tribal commercial fishermen. So I've got a lot of experience working with really sort of contentious management issues and trying to develop policy recommendations. In my 3 months since moving here, I'm hoping to use, or I've been using that experience to meet with various folks in the Wyoming Game and Fish, visiting all the field offices, getting a sense of what the management challenges are that they face and what the various resources are that are available in the state of Wyoming. And I'm excited about moving forward and developing strong partnerships with the Wyoming Game and Fish Department to try to build a strong knowledge base to effectively manage the state's resources. And hopefully, at some point in the future, I'll be able to give you a similar presentation to the one that Annika just gave. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mike Schmidt, is he here?
Barely. Yeah, I really don't have much to report today on the foundation. We did meet after our Du Bois meeting. We met in Lander, and at that meeting, Pat gave us a quick update of where he was as far as getting the 501c3 paperwork filed for the charter. Also, by the end of that meeting, probably the biggest decision we made was to try to invite Ann Brown, who is the director of the Texas Fish and Wildlife Department's foundation, and also one of the I guess will be one of the directors of the University of Wyoming Foundation. We're going to try to pull those two people together, hopefully get them to a meeting today is what the plan was. Scott tried to head that up. He was unlucky in getting Ann Brown here. We thought we had the University of Wyoming director here, but he kind of had some other things come up at the last minute. He was unable to make it as well. So we decided to postpone our meeting today, and we'll try to get these folks rescheduled and set up another meeting with those folks. And what we were trying to do with that is just to get some information. Ann Brown runs a very successful foundation for Texas, so we felt she would be a great wealth of knowledge for us to help us get ours off the ground, some of the do's and don'ts of getting this thing going, as well as the University of Wyoming. They run a pretty good foundation as well. So that was the intent of getting those two folks before our group, and we would like to continue to maybe make that happen at our next meeting. So that's what we're going to attempt to do. So that's really all I've got to report on the foundation as far as the advancement of it since the last go-around. Unless Pat or Scott has anything else to add.
All I can add is we have a tax ID number. I have filed the paperwork with the IRS to recognize us as a 501c3. I don't, Sherry, did that paperwork ever show up? Have you ever? So the address I used for the foundation was the Cheyenne office of Game and Fish, so we're just waiting. I know they've cashed my check because I looked at my bank account, but I haven't heard back from them yet. So,
what's it called? The Wyoming Game and Fish Foundation?
Yeah, that's correct. No.
And are you going to be able to sell licenses, like instead of giving them to the? Can we recommend people we give licenses to use you guys to sell them, or is that a little early to answer?
That's probably a little early, premature yet on that one. Okay. So we got all kinds of ideas, but we need to talk a little bit more in depth about those and then how to move forward with them. So
is the plan to have a meeting in January in Cheyenne?
Well, we really haven't talked about that either, but that would probably be a good idea, sometime around the same time as the commission meeting. so we've got everybody there. Or could get everybody there.
Governor Friedenthal's agreed to visit with us. I mean, he's raised a lot of money for UW and for the UW Foundation, so if we do it in Cheyenne, that'd be much easier if we have a meeting.
Yeah, okay. We'll just make a couple of our organizational members just drive a little further for this next one. That'll be good for them in January.
Thank you, Mike, and
You bet.
Pat, for your work, and Director Talbot. I've called to the public. Does anyone have anything to address the commission about? Now's your time. Come on. Going once. All right, do we have a motion to adjourn, or
So moved.
moved by Commissioner Byrd,
Second.
And Edward.
seconded by Commissioner Schmidt, thirded by, yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.